Put your hands in the air right now.
What's good? This is Sean Nelson, actor from the films Fresh, The Wood, and the TV show The Corner. Well, I mean, you know, I just been grinding, trying to see what's next. You know, looking for the next big role in the film. You know, next lead. Been doing a lot of features on TV shows. Like I did all the Law and Orders. Looking for another special guest star on something. You know what I mean? But you know, doing the commercials too, man. Just trying to stay busy, man. I did Fresh when I was 13. And I had been acting since I was 10 professionally, you know what I mean? Got into acting when I was young just because I used to sing when I was when I was a kid. In kindergarten I was singing, you know what I mean? So my parents were like, oh, you gotta learn how to perform with the singing. So, you know, I kind of just started doing acting classes just to go with the singing, but started focusing on the acting a little bit more and wanted to do a lot more with it. Did a lot of musical theater. And, you know, got myself an agent and booked that role when I was 10 on an off-Broadway play. And, you know, it was just like, you know, it would be nice to do some movies or something, but it was like maybe 2 or 3 years before I actually got a film, and that was Fresh. I mean, getting the part was, you know, the regular audition process, you know, auditioned for it, then they brought me back like 3 or 4 times, you know, screen testing or whatever, and I finally learned I had booked. And I mean, it was exciting because it was the lead and I was in damn near every scene. So, you know, I was hyped. And it was like, you know, my first time in a movie, getting treated like a star. It's like, oh, what's going on? Oh, let's keep this going, you know what I mean? And I mean, they did have an acting coach on the set, you know, just to make sure I found a lot of the emotions. Like, you know, I had to cry in the last scene, and that, you know, I thought was gonna be difficult, man. But, you know, it actually turned out not that bad. Like, I was able to pull it off the second take. But, you know, it was just, you know, staying focused. And I mean, you know, it was a great director on that. And, you know, he just let me know what he wanted. And I just tried to pull it off the best way I knew how. Yeah, a lot of cussing, too. Well, they knew it was acting, you know, and it wasn't my choice to become an actor at first. You know, I did enjoy doing it, but they kind of guided me to it. So, you know, it was something that they kind of, you know, put me into. So that was the result. You know, I booked the film, and they kind of had to deal with it being this type of film. You know, I know my mother didn't really appreciate the language. When we had to, you know, my mother was the one that went over the lines with me, so I got them right. And, you know, when she heard me cursing all the time, she'd be like, you know what, when we're rehearsing, you cut out the cursing, all right? So that's one way she dealt with it. But, you know, they all loved it when it came out. The family was real proud of that one. Yeah, Giancarlo Esposito, Debouche Wright, bunch of other names. But, you know, with Fresh, when I started out, you know, I got to hang out with maybe Giancarlo, and I don't think I got to hang out with Sam before, but, you know, just to hang out with Giancarlo and kind of build that relationship of him being one of the mentor figures in the film. And I mean, he was a cool guy. I actually spoke to him probably a few years ago too, just trying to connect on this behind the scenes stuff. But, you know, he's a busy dude doing his thing. Like, he got that TV show, I don't know if it's still on, but I think it was like Evolution or something, and he was doing Breaking Bad, so I'm proud of him doing his thing too. But Sam, you know, he's a beast too, you know what I mean? But doing Fresh, it was a funny story with that. I think he just came on and did like maybe a week on Fresh, and we did all our scenes. But like I said, the scene where I had to cry, you know, first take, it wasn't happening. So I was like sitting there trying to make myself cry, and him trying to help, you know, he starts smacking me, trying to, you know, induce tears, and it wasn't working. Like, you know, it kind of just made me mad. Like, what are you doing, man? That technique isn't helping, all right? So let's work on something else. So we cut, and you know, the director just spoke to me like, you know, take as much time as you want, and just, you know, get into that place where, you know, you could build these tears up. Because I didn't want to, I don't think he wanted to do it, you know, where it's like they make you, help you cry or whatever, blow something in your eye or anything. He just wanted it to be natural. And I felt like I could do it. So, you know, turned the camera on, and we just took our time. And, you know, I was breathing, trying to think of something, and it finally came out, man. And, you know, it all worked. Most of it was shot in Brooklyn. One of the scenes, which was the park scenes where we were playing chess, that was shot in Manhattan at the, I want to say Washington Square Park, I believe, in the Ville area. I'm from the Bronx, born and raised. I was born in Einstein Hospital, and I lived in Co-op City for most of my life, you know, until I was about 21, moved upstate, but you know, lived in Co-op City for most of my life, man. And you know, born in the Bronx, went to acting school in the Bronx at Lola Louie's Performing Arts Studio. It's a different name now. It's a CAPAS. And I forget what that stands for. I always called it Lola Louie's Performing Arts Studio, but she was right there on, she was near 233rd and White Plains Road. She's got a different location now, but I don't know where it is. But definitely want to shout her out. She's always like, oh, you gotta tell them where you know what I mean originated. And she's the one that got me into acting. You know, I went to her as this kid trying to sing, and it's like, okay, you're gonna do that and act and dance and all this other stuff. I mean, I think everywhere, you know, you leave for a little while and it's like you come back. It's like, whoa, when did that get here? You know what I mean? For the most part, I see, you know, that it's, you know, the same people when I go home, you know what I mean? The same cats is there. And, you know, they put up a mall here, there. But, you know what I mean? It's my home, man. I know what it is, you know what I mean? And, you know, Harlem, 125th, it's like, yo, where are these people coming from? Like, that's changing a lot, but you know, it's for the good, I guess. You know, as long as we can still be there and thrive ourselves and we're not getting pushed out. You know what I mean? I'm with all bringing the new stuff and bringing the money in there. You know, that's always a good look. Yeah, I mean, I'm on Facebook. You know, just look up Sean Nelson, S-E-A-N, Nelson, N-E-L-S-O-N. And, you know, I'm on Instagram, same joint, Sean Nelson, but I don't do Twitter yet, so don't look for me on there. Maybe one of these days I'll get into it, but not yet. What up, y'all? This is Sean Nelson, and I want you to check out my movie that I produced and I also act in called The Breaking Point. Alright? Go to your social medias and check it out. It's on Facebook. You know, hopefully you'll be looking online and check out the website for it, Breaking Point, and you'll know where to find it. Alright? You're watching Posse TV.